Hey mates, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eyes. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today, I am trying to get my stuff together. No, seriously though, today we have for you G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Pilot with the Cobra CLAW. I did a nice little trade with a subscriber of the channel, calling him Iliad because he didn't give me any sort of name to use. And I'm not going to dox you and use your real name here on the channel because it's more fun if we come up with our own unique creative names, right? So let's be creative and have some fun. So that's Iliad. And Iliad gave me this in exchange for some Red Ninjas. And I'm like, oh yeah, Red Ninjas. I didn't really want them in my collection anymore. And I wanted to bring you a video talking about the Cobra CLAW. And sadly, I did not have the ability to get the Cobra CLAW. It just came at the wrong time. And so now I do. Yay! Because I know earlier this year it was a choice between finishing, getting Devastator, Hook, and Long Haul, or getting the Cobra CLAW, and I chose Hook and Long Claw, Hook and Long Haul over the Cobra CLAW. So let's get into doing a semi-box opening, because I've already opened the box and gotten this guy out, but I haven't opened these little baggies he comes with, and I haven't pulled the pilot out of his plastic coffin. So let's start with that. Let's set the Cobra CLAW thingy off to the side, and let's get into these bags, because I've just been waiting all weekend to open these bags in front of you. I'm so excited to open these bags. So let's go ahead and open this first one and see what we get in here. We've got, we're just going to set the paper there. Yeah. Okay, let's see. We have a... Oh my god. They finally did it. And they finally gave us a place to put our figure. A figure stand. I'm so happy right now. We get a figure stand, and no one talks about this accessory. This is the best accessory in the box. I'm sorry. We don't get enough of these. We don't get enough figure stands. And getting a figure stand is awesome. I wish we were getting more figure stands. Stingy Hasbro. Now let's see what else we get in this bag. So we got a figure stand. We've got a... Let's see, what is this? Ooh, oh, really hardcore weapon right here. Thing feels heavy. It's not... that's a little rubbery. But it's okay. It's really stiff. You've done a good job with it. The front handle's missing texture. Usually they put like a grippy. It's got a little bit of texture, but you'd think there'd be a bit more, or at least a rougher feel to that. The gun overall feels great. Oh, wow. There's a lot of detail on this guy. There's all these little rivets on the side, and I love my rivets. And this thing's got that really fun top that's got all those ridges that you can add accessories to. That's pretty cool. Oh, that feels awesome. That is a good feeling gun. This is one of the best guns when it comes to texture I've come across in a while. And there's this nice two-handed one that has a stock on the back, and the stock even has some texture in it. And I always love it whenever they give the rubberized texture to the end of the stock where you would put your shoulder. So that's always a fun thing. Now let's see what else we get in this fun bag. Let's see. We've got ammunition barrel. I like it whenever they're barrels. Barrels of ammunition are fun. Let's give it its barrel of ammunition, making it into a Tommy gun. Yeah, Tommy guns. Tommy guns are cool. Now let's see what else we got in here. We've got a submachine gun. Nice little submachine gun. It's got a really long... It reminds me a lot of an Uzi. We've even got that little ridges at the top, and yep, they didn't drop the ball here either when it comes to the texture, because wow, that is some high quality texture right there. We got a spare head. Interesting. Ooh. This guy's got a face mask. He's got all sorts of things going on his face. So we're going to set that spare head off to the side. And what else we get in here? Let's see. Well, we got a couple more things. We get a silencer. And what is this last bit? Could you be a blast effect? I would be happy. Oh, no blast effect. We just got a pistol. Oh, very, very rubbery, cheap feeling pistol too. Incredibly cheap. They didn't even texture the grip. Wow. This is like... This is just a bad pistol. This is just one of the... For how good everything else is, this pistol doesn't feel as great. Like, you guys dropped the ball on the pistol? Really? Oh, well. So that is all the accessories from bag 1, which I'm assuming, I mean, I named the bag 1. I have no idea if there's anything written on this bag that states it's bag 2 or something like that, or maybe bag B, whatever. I come up with the names. It's my channel. So that's all the stuff that goes with the figure. So since we opened the bag of figure stuff first, let's set the bag, I'm assuming has the hang glider stuff in it, and bring over here to our figure. Pull him out, because I've been waiting to pull him out of his plastic confines. We get a Cobra helmet. And it's not just it's Cobra infantry helmet. It's a Cobra infantry helmet. I'm so happy about that. It means I can, like, mesh him in with my Cobra infantries. That's good. I only have 3 of the guys, but I always wanted more. I just want so many Cobra infantry. People, I get my my sighted friends describing me images of people having, like, 75 or 100 Cobra infantry all in this crazy battle, and I'm like, I want that. Oh, let's get this head out. Wow, that one's stuck in there, isn't it? Come on, there you go. Yeah, we freed you from your prison. What are you? You're another head. How intriguing. We've gotten 2 heads now? Do they feel different? Let's see. This one's got really close together. Oh, yeah, no, they're wearing different things on their faces. This one's got a really cool face mask and a very similar top of the head to the Cobra infantry, where this one's top of his head isn't like that at all. It's very smooth. It's very different. So I'm assuming these are 2 different types of Cobra pilots that have appeared over the years, and you can make your choice on which one you want to represent. And I think that's pretty neat. Now, does the fun hat? Where's the fun hat? Here's the fun hat. And the fun hat, yeah, it fits on Timmy's head just fine. And let's see if the silly hat fits on Jimmy's head. Let's see. All right. Silly hat fits on Jimmy's head just fine too, kinda. It's all right. Not as good as Timmy's head. The silly hat does look better on Timmy's head. I think that's why Jimmy wants him to wear it so bad. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, that does kind of neat. So that is 2 heads. Cool. What else is in this container? Because I wasn't expecting a 3rd head. That's a neat one. Let's see. We've got arms here. Okay. Anything else hiding around you? Nope. Cool. Let's go ahead and start with the feet. Pull the feet out. Come on, feet. Come on, Mr. Feet. You can do it. There, go. One leg, 2 leg. All right, come over here to the arms. We get the arms out. Come on now. There you go. 1 arm. Now let's get this other one. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. Don't be like that. Yeah. Oh, there it goes. 2 arms. Nice. Now let's get your head free. There it goes. The head is freed. Now let's get your back freed. And you should just pop out. Excellent. Yeah, that's the way to do it without breaking your figure. Go carefully and slowly, and you will succeed. There we are. That is an empty plastic bin. So now we have our Classified Series Cobra Pilot. So let's take a look at the arms real quick. Double jointed elbows, I hope. Huh? What's going on here with his elbows? Do you have double jointed elbows or not? Ah, you do! Yay! It's just I gotta break the paint or something on this one. One of his arms isn't. There it goes. There's that double jointed elbow I was looking for. Oh yeah, let's smooth that joint out. That's nice. Okay. All right. How about your core? How many articulation points do you have in your core? Let's see. You got a core top that is ratcheted. Nice. Do you have a core bottom? Your bottom is a ball joint. Yay! Ball joint plus ratchet equals fun times. Okay. So that is really good at center articulation there. We've got his pistol on the side. Let's see. Knees. How are your hips doing? Kick it side at 90. Kick forwards at 90. Kick back at like 45. Normal. Drop down hinge. Pop up hinge. Okay. Double jointed knees. Excellent. Other knee. Are you going to be a double jointed knee? Excellent. Not giving me any problems. I always like it when they don't give me problems. Boot swivel. Great. And he's got those nice Cobra Trooper boots. Yeah. So now we got a Cobra officer. We've got a Cobra driver. We've got a Cobra pilot. And we've got Cobra infantry and Cobra trooper. Hoping that we continue to get things that fit into that category. Like, I like my bats, and I like all the other cool things, but I really like my Cobra infantry and the removable helmets. You know, Vipers are cool, but you can't take their helmets off. Not all the time. So, let's take a look. We got all this wonderful texture here for the woolen pants. He's got to wear them woolen pants because it gets cold up there. He's got pockets on his butt. We've got some nice knee pads. The bunched up cloth around the boot swivel is always a favorite of mine. Empty holster, which we will fill shortly. We've got here to his arms. We have some really nice long sleeve shirt action going on here. We actually have wrinkles in the fabric and stuff that you can feel. I do love that, how they represent there's a shirt by putting wrinkles in there. And that is something, as a blind person, I really enjoy because, you know, I touch a Marvel Legends, and there's never much of a texture difference between you doing doing one texture and another when it comes to their shirt or their neck. It's really hard to tell the difference. And so here it's really great. He's got this cool thing on his wrist, and it's one of those wrist-style computers that we've seen on a few other G.I. Joes, like ones I can't come up with at the top of my head right now. Well, I mean, there's the Viper Tech. It came with the with the rocket system, and I think the Cobra Tactician, the His Tactician, came with one. Anyway, that's a nice little Pip-Boy style computer on his wrist. His hands are really done well. The other wrist is where we get the gloves to shirt, but the gloves don't go over the shirt. So the shirt actually kind of bundles up and goes over the gloves a little bit, making it seem as if he like bundled the cloth up and then tucked it into the glove and then kind of folded it over the sides of the glove. So really good, up and down on his left hand, and his right hand is up and down as well, which is really nice because he's going to need to use both of those hands. Then we get his center bit. We've got some really nice stuff on his core. He's got a flight suit kind of wrapped around him. And it's a bit sad that it's not the same thing that we got with the Rattler. I was kind of hoping that he was wearing the same gear that they're wearing in the Rattler. I thought that's what we would be getting with this, you know. Made the little cuts in the thigh to put those pieces in. I don't know. I was just thinking we'd get something like that, but this is okay. This is all right. So let's give him his accessories now. I think I'm going to stick with this head because this head just feels nice. So let's go ahead and give him his. I actually don't know what the difference is between these two heads, honestly. Let me know. What is the difference between these two heads? So one of these is different than the other, but they don't feel different. I think it would have been fun if we had gotten a battle-damaged one. Battle-damaged heads are always nice. So we're going to set this helmet on him. There we go. It's a fun helmet. Oh, the helmet doesn't fit as well on his head as it used to. I wonder what's up with that. Yeah, that doesn't fit as well. Used to, the Cobra Trooper helmets kind of synced in there really well. Maybe this head is faulty. Oh well. Alright, so he gets his helmet. He gets his gun. We're not going to, like, deck him. Well, we can deck him out a little bit. We're just going to deck him out. Give him his gun. Hey, get in your hands. There you go. Okay, there we go. Gun in the hand. And these two heads are just going to hang out there. And other gun. And he comes with, yeah, that helmet just kind of fell off, didn't it? That's weird. I'm going to have to use some sticky tack, I guess. Because I think there's some mold degradation happening with that helmet. His other gun, we can go ahead and put it in his hand there. Right? Yeah, that's the right way to hold it. Come on. There it goes. He's got two guns. And where's your pistol? Silencer. We can put it on one of the guns because he doesn't have a fun little silencer thing. You know, a little holster for his silencer. And then the pistol's going to go in the holster on his leg. Kind of wish he had gotten the Cobra Trooper holsters, the one that was on his chest. I think that would have been a better fit for a holster. And this holster is very different. It almost feels like it's not even a holster meant for this thigh because it's so loose, and it barely holds the pistol. Yeah, did they give us the wrong holster? Because the holster doesn't even hold the pistol. Ugh, I don't like the holster. I don't like the pistol. So far, I'm liking a lot of other things. I'm liking everything else about it. Let's put him on his little stand. There we go. Yay! I like the stand. Maybe I put him on backwards. So you should be able to put your... Come on, get your heel in that hole. There it goes. Nice. Now get your other heel in the other hole, please. There you go. Nice. And get your heel in the hole. Okay. Now we're going to set this with his guns and his stuff. It's going to get set here next to a bumblebee. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to grade the pilot as a B+ because of mold degradation with that helmet and how floppy that pistol is, and that the holster doesn't even fit the body sculpt. Like, they could have used a different holster. So he's getting a B+ because he's definitely they definitely messed some things up, and I'm gonna have to remove that holster because it's just a nasty holster. So that is the pilot. Now let's get into the actual fun part of this video. Let's talk about the claw, which keeps screwing over. Ah! It's the claw! Not the claw! The claw! Okay. Okay. Alright. Let's open up the next bag. This is a big bag. This is filled with a lot of fun pieces. And we're going to rip it open real fast and find out what we got inside. We've got a... Holy crap. That's a big chunky thing. What in the world? Alright, so we got one big chunky thing. And we've got another big chunky thing. It's a big chunky wing thing. We've got a... Are they blast effects? Make me very happy if they're blast effects. We're going to set these off next to the heads. And we've got another big chunky wing piece. And we've got another big chunky wing piece. This one has a little piece to actually add a missile or something. And we've got a chunky missile piece. And another chunky missile piece. Ooh, I like me my missiles. I liking some missiles. Anything else in here? Anything else in here? Nope, that was all the chunky pieces. So, let's assemble. Okay, so I'm assuming the place with the gun is the top of this vehicle. So that means we've got to find one of these two chunky pieces for the edges and see which way it goes. Which way seems like it would be the right way, and which way seems like it would be the wrong way. Because on the end of the wing, there's this little grippy piece. And let's see, do the rivets line up? Yeah, it's always a good way to figure it out. Yeah, I think this is the correct way. So snap that on. Yay! Oh, and the little wingtip can move up and down. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Okay, let's move around here to the other side of him and find the other piece. Here it is. It's got the little hemming bone or dog bone thing underneath it. Let's go ahead and snap that onto the end. There we go. We've made this plane longer. Ooh. Now we've got these two big chunky wing pieces. Now let's see how they're supposed to fit in. Don't think you're supposed to fit in like that. Let's flip it around. You're supposed to fit in like this, though. Let's see. Does that line up? All right. So what I'm doing here is there's this really long wing piece. Doesn't have any... It's supposed to be a paddle to help stabilize the aircraft. And figuring out, does it go on this side? Or does it go on the other side? Let's see. How does that work? I don't like how it lines up on the other side. And it doesn't feel right. But on this side... Yeah. Okay, so what you want to do is you'll feel that in the long piece, because the end pieces were kind of easy to figure out, real simple. But for the long piece, it actually tilts that grippy hand thing at a 45-degree angle. And then there's a big wide side, and there's a thin side. And you just got to make sure that when you plug it in, you're plugging that angled piece in. So you have to lower this edge just a bit to get that piece in there. There it goes. Nice. It snapped in quite well. Now it's going to allow the wing to fold up and fold down, and this is going to help stabilize it, I assume. Okay, so that's cool. Now let's plug in the other big wing section. Make sure that the little bulge for it is facing downwards, I'm assuming. And let's plug that in. I noticed these back wings are a little difficult to plug in because you have to tilt them at 45 degrees to get that seat grip lined up with that little pole in there. But now that you've clipped in the wings, you've made them wider, you've made them longer. This guy, now, he doesn't envy the Rattler, that's for sure. But he is getting pretty big. So let's see what else we get here. These are, what I'm assuming, are some fun... Oh, I think these are blast effects from Iron Man. Are these Iron Man blast effects? They're fun little explosions. Come on, get out of there. Yay. 2 fun explosion blast effects. I'm always down for explosion blast effects. Now, let's see. So they're really long, and then they have this big old bulbous explodey end on them, where they plug into the missiles. And then we get these 2 missiles. Oh, wow! And these are the same missiles that we got with the Cobra flight pod. Holy crap! That means we finally have something to plug into the back of them. Does it plug in? Yes! Yes, it does! Aha! Fun little missiles. These guys come with the Cobra flight pod, so that's very nice. I really like that. That is a continuation. So let's go ahead and put one of these guys over here. I guess that means you can also, if you don't like the pilot for the Cobra flight pod, you can always put in the Cobra pilot. And if you don't like who came with your... If you don't like Wild Weasel flying the Rattler, you now have a Cobra pilot who can fly the Rattler. Let's go ahead and put this on the other side. And then Wild Weasel can fly this crazy thing. Okay, there we go. Both missiles plugged in and extended. And then we have the 2 blast effects. And that is all for the claw when it comes to assembly. Now let's talk about it for a minute. And I'm going to need to bring out my handy-dandy Lego pad, wherever it went. Where did you go, Lego pad? There it is. Okay, because we got to talk about this wingspan. That is definitely the first thing we're talking about here, because this is wild. I wasn't expecting its wingspan to be this ridiculous. So let's line it up. There we go. Okay, we're going to try and get to the very tip, because that's 32 studs so far, and it's locked in right there. Okay, so we're just going to drag you over here. Over here. Here we go. Nice. And of course, these are very rough estimates. You know, don't quote me on these, but here we go. So that's roughly where we're talking, and that's 8 studs, so that makes that 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 studs plus 32 equals 50. So 50 studs long is its length. Width-wise, from the front of it to the back of it, we've got... Go right there, that's the front. No, that's not even the front. The front's way over here. Okay. Hey. You're making it hard to measure you. You're making it hard to measure you. There we are. Right. Rough, off-the-cuff estimates. That's how we do here. That's how we roll. Alright, so that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 studs long from tail to rear. So he's almost as long from tail to rear, or from nose to tail, as he is from wingtip, or he is almost, his wings are almost twice as long as he is wide. Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Now, off the ground, he's not standing that tall. This vehicle is very short to the ground. It is at the wings standing 8 studs, and at the core, it stands off the ground, counting the top of the gun. There it is, at 10 studs. So, here's a rough estimation. Now, this thing's kind of neat because it comes with these 4 landing, these 4 little wheels underneath it. I do wish that these front wheels were actually further forwards, because, them in the wings does kind of give him a weird balance. Like, he can fall backwards pretty easily. But then again, I guess that's a good way to launch this aircraft. So, he's got 4 little wheels. They are not made of rubber, sadly. They are made of hard plastic, but at least they're hard plastic. You know, it's just one of those, you put rubber on the gun, but you didn't put rubber on the wheels. You gave us a rubbery weapon when we wanted a hard plastic weapon, and then you give us hard plastic wheels when we want rubber wheels. I guess I should just start asking you, Hasbro, for hard plastic wheels and rubbery guns, and maybe you'll do what I want. So, used some reverse psychology with Hasbro lately. So the wheels here, they do spin really well, and they collapse in their own little trays, their own little wheel wells on the underside of this wing. And the front two wheels, actually, I have to turn and then drop down. And they just turn 90 degrees from the side to the front, and then you can drop them into their own little wheel well. And follow that around over here, twist the front wheel 90 degrees, put it in the wheel well, and then the other one doesn't twist at all, and it just goes in its wheel well. And that's really neat, okay? On the underside here, we got the thing that we can use to put our figure in his holstered materials here, so we can actually attach him. So let's go ahead and do that as an explanation. There we go. Now we've got it set up like some crazy chair. Where did your helmet go? You lost your helmet again? Are you going to give us a character that we're supposed to, like, hang from stuff and not even make sure that helmet can stay attached? Where did it go? Where did your helmet go? Why did you lose your helmet again? Is this just going to be a habit with you? We're going to have to constantly look for your helmet, aren't we? It's okay. You don't need your helmet right now, and as much as I hate saying that. And let's go ahead and remove your guns, because there's no place to store the guns. Once again, like, really? You could have given us a couple of storage locations on the underside of the wings where he could attach the guns. Oh well. Alright, so let's go ahead and to get him into our little flight thing here, we've got to undo this harness, and you just pull out the sides at the bottom, and then the top can fold up. Before I put him in there, let's talk about the interior. Not really much interior texturing where his body's going to go, but there is some rivets down here where his feet will go. There are a few rivets in there. We've got a couple of lines of really nice, textures of layered metals around that area. So that's all good. So you're not going to cover up many textures when you put him in here. Now, you can set him in here where his body is facing downwards, where his chest is facing towards the ground. I think that is a way you could do it. Or, you can totally flip him around and put him in there where his chest is facing towards the vehicle, and then his head can be lifted up, kinda. Or you can, like, pose the vehicle upside down if you want. But we're not going to do that today. We're going to do it the right way. So we're going to plug him into that little harness, and then we're going to raise his arms up on either side. So there we go. And then we're going to come in here and grab the little edge and buckle him in with these two pieces. And I'm hoping these things actually hold him well, because that helmet doesn't hold well. Let's see. Okay, slide that buckle piece into the side here. Okay, here we go. There it is. And tighten that. Okay, now we're going to slide the buckle piece in the other side here. There it is. And tighten that one down too. There we are. Now, let's go ahead and raise his arms up here so he can grab the handles for this. So we're just going to raise his arm up and kind of slide it in. Let's make sure you get it right. There we go. And slide that in. There we are. And his trigger finger should be on the brake. I'm assuming is a brake. Rotate the little hand computer around so he can kind of glance at it if he looks over. And let's raise up his other arm. Come on. Why aren't you raising up as far? There it goes. Okay, nice. Okay, and then we're gonna plug that arm in. A little goofy getting this together. A little goofy. But once you get it in, you got it in. Now, let's see how he holds up. We're going to give him a shake test. So we're going to hold him up here. Oh, nice. Nice. He's good. Yeah. The only thing he's missing is a helmet. Because I don't even know where it went. It fell off him and it rolled away. And that's... Helmets are good about rolling away. Okay, so we get 2 fun blast effects. A helmet. A bunch of cool accessories. 3 guns. A figure stand, 2 extra heads. Oh, there's the helmet. All right, hey, don't be like that. We're not going to bother with helmet right now. I think the figure stand's the coolest. So let's go over the textures of this and talk about it, and call it a day after I give my final grade for this unique G.I. Joe Classified Series vehicle, because this is definitely a unique vehicle. Like the Cobra flight pod. I love Cobra for coming up with the weirdest vehicles. So we've got at the front of this thing where the handles actually connect, and the handlebars themselves are neat. They got a few textures on them. They feel like they're enhanced, like they have multiple layers of material to ensure that they're very sturdy and stable. I mean, after all, if he loses one of these handles, he's not going to have a fun time. They're the only way he can control this thing. The very front of it, we've got this cool little air intake area. You would think that maybe that would be a flip out point because of the way it's shaped, but it's not. It just kind of is a neat little area at the front. We've got this little gun at the very top of it that can spin around. It doesn't spin around much, but it's enough to defend him against any aerial things like a Cobra Dragonfly. So that's kind of neat. It's not a very long turret, but I do appreciate that it is a turret. Oh, when did you show up, Kream? You're not even going to say hi to me? It's not a long turret, but it is a decent turret. And I like the fact that we get a turret on top. That's really cool. And I was really thinking this would be like the Fortnite hang gliders, but it's not. And that makes me very happy. And we've talked about the Fortnite hang gliders before on this channel. So at the very, very front of him on either side, we've got these little things that we can twist. Can they twist independently? No, they can't twist independently, so they're on one piece of plastic, and they just rotate around. Not too bad, but they don't really do much other than that. There are rivets on them. Yay, rivets. There are a lot of rivets on this thing, by the way. There are rivets all running down the sides of the front, and then how these wings kind of sweep out on either side, and I love that curve. There's this, you drag your fingers from the front of this. As you go down, you get this wonderful curve that goes out on either side, and it's really, really well done. I really enjoy that. Like they did such a good job with these wings and the layers and the curves here and the little rivets in the corner that hold everything together. And then there's rivets all down the wings, and there's rivets on are there little rivets on the very edge of the wing? No, not on the very tips. Those unique pieces we added don't really have many rivets. Actually, no rivets. But there are lots of flaps, and there's lots of little rivets and other really fun details all over the place. I like this weird hose piece that's kind of comes out of the wing on either side, and it's a very fun vehicle overall. Like the way it feels, its shape, it makes me smile. It is a weird flying vehicle, but I'm down for that crazy sci-fi nonsense that Cobra brings to the table, because this is crazy. It's got these, you got the flaps, and then around here to the rear, we've got these engines, and these engines can actually have these blast effects plugged into them if you wanted. One engine has a blast effect, and then we can plug in the other blast effect. Where is it? There it is. Mixed up with the heads. Okay, so we got the two blast effects. We're going to plug the second one in there. Isn't that nice? Two blast. I like that. We got the engines, and that makes me really happy. Now, let's talk about... Nope, and see, there goes that pistol, because it does not like to stay in that holster. I'm just going to take that holster off of him. So my final thoughts and feelings on this... The negative I have for it is that these legs don't have anything holding them in. It would have been cool if we had gotten an additional little plastic or rubbery sleeve that the legs could have fit through, that could be attached to the rear area here, or attached to the rest of his core place. I think that would have been nice to get something that wrapped around the legs and added stability there. Because, I mean, this guy's core muscles must be insane, or, eventually he's just going to, have his legs just kind of hanging out down there. Because it's going to get tiring after a while of using your core and your thighs to hold your legs backwards like that all the time. I don't think that's going to work out too well. So that's something that I do wish they had. Another thing that I wish this thing had was the wheels here. I wish they were a bit further forwards to help stabilize this. Or at least, could have given us just one single wheel at the very front that folded up or something. But I actually don't know how that would have worked with the front. So that's that with with the negatives. There's not really any other negatives except, you know, I worry about this guy's legs. Oh, right. The biggest negative for this vehicle is that I've been looking everywhere on it, and I can't find any place for a for a flight stand to plug in, and that is just a major letdown for this thing. I was really hoping that we would get a piece, you know, even around here at the back end, where all these vents are for the air intake. I was hoping there'd be just a hole back there that we could plug one of the mini flight stands that are available out on the market. You're going to have to use the claw style flight stand and kind of grab it back here between his legs with the claw style, but that's not going to add as much stability as the other types of flight stand ports would. And it is a shame that he is missing a flight stand port. I think that would have been a big bonus to this. I mean, they included flight stand ports with the Rattler, and I was really hoping they would do the same here. But that is my biggest negative on this. The textures, sublime. They're exactly what you were hoping for from G.I. Joe Classified. They didn't skimp out on them. They're really good and remind me a lot of the Cobra Rattler. So if you didn't get the Cobra Rattler, but you want to get an idea on how it feels, then the Cobra Claw is going to be the option for you, I think. So my overall grade of the Cobra Claw will have to be an A+. I think other than the fact it's missing a flight stand port and the little nitpicks here and there, those nitpicks meant it didn't get S category, but those were such small nitpicks that I couldn't help but give it, oh, when you put the figure in, the weight balances out. So I'll take that last part back, one of the nitpicks out, and be like, no, that's not a nitpick anymore because I actually planned for the figure to be in there, and now it weighs correct. Though it is a little front heavy now. So maybe those front wheels should have just been, you know, just a little forward. But how would you have done that? They managed to get it all in there, but it was really difficult, I think. This is a fun thing. You get a B+ action figure, and you get an A+ vehicle. A wonderful addition to any G.I. Joe Classified Series collection, in my opinion, especially if you're a fan of the Cobra Troopers, like I am a fan of the Cobra Troopers, and you get another member of your Trooper Battalion that you can have. So now we have a Trooper Scout, and with this one, this is our Trooper Scout, and we have our Trooper Driver who pulls the big missiles behind. So this guy's the one who calls in the coordinates for the missile strikes, and the other one's the one who launches them. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching or listening to it as much as I've enjoyed making it and talking about something that I absolutely love as a collector, which is the G.I. Joe Classified Series vehicles. They are my favorite part of this collection, except the occasional figure. Thank you all again for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Until next Prime, bye-bye for now.